standing on a bridge across the Thames. Within the background there, Parliament buildings and the Big Ben. And if you read the chapter on the double in the part 3 of the book Lady Di, you'll see that the Thames is mentioned because the MI6 or MI5 chief, while he's interviewing Britain for her role as a double, looks at the Thames, supposedly, but she notices that on the mirror image that he's watching her. Well, of course, she then plays this double in this Operation Double, as described in this modern fairy tale. And so now we're on our way to 10 Downing Street. We'll also have a look at that location. Quick view of Trafalgar Square with the buses around me, which they seem to be done. On the way to 10 Downing Street. Now there's a little lull in the traffic. Two lines there guarding the monuments. All kinds of heroic scenes. The base. Now on to 10 Downing Street. Leading the retreat, it says, is a museum. The household cavalry. But we're not beating retreat, we're keeping our route onto 10 Downing Street. That is how far we can get, but at least a glimpse of it. This is on Whitehall. And in the back there are the Parliament buildings. Okay, now we're at 10 Downing Street. This is the residence of the Prime Minister, and it also plays a part in the first chapter of Part 3, Counter Operation Modern Fairy Tale, in which the Prime Minister interviews Britain for her role as double to play Lady Di, Princess Diana. And then in the the last chapter, the funeral, of course, 10 Downing Street is mentioned again because the secret report, Counter Operation Fairy Tale, is faxed to the office of the Prime Minister and the head office of MI5 on the day before the funeral. Yes, sir. So here it was. Here it was. And now we're going on to the Parliament buildings there, and maybe leave some leaflets for the parliamentarians to check out. And then, well, then we'll see. Perhaps the newspaper, The Independent, and then St. Paul's are the next points on my itinerary. So goodbye, Prime Minister. Of course, the Prime Minister in the chapter that I mentioned was not Brown. He was fighting for his second or third term. No, his second. Or his first elected one, really. But his predecessor, Mr. Blair. Yes, sir. Kinds of monuments. The one in the distance there to the women in the World War, with an S. And this one is called The Glorious Dead. Yes, the glorious dead. You might rather speak of the innocent dead. All people who didn't really know why they were fighting for. No, in other words, they were fighting for their country, for their fatherland, but so were the other people they were fighting against. And the deeper motives the real factors that caused the world wars and will cause probably another one are not known to these courageous, innocent people. But that's another story, but it's part of the disinformation campaign that we're trying to unearth here. Top of Big Ben, next to the Parliament building, where I'm heading to see if I can relay some information to the MPs. The Parliament buildings, people are protesting various issues, Iraq, Tamils. Perhaps I should give them a leaf or two. I spoke to this gentleman there, asked him if I could relay some of these brochures to members of Parliament, but yeah, it's true. He said there are no more members of Parliament. They're up all for election. He said go to the website and do that that way. So, okay, next stop. The Courier Postal Department of the Independent newspaper. I've just been to the reception. Asked to speak to a David Lister, care of books, but he wasn't there. So I wrote him a little letter explaining the 3 reasons why I published this book. This is the reception of the Independent on Derry Street, but also the of the Daily Mail, which hung up on me a couple of weeks ago, and I told them that Lady Di had a double. Should have told them that it was Britain. Anyways, here I wrote a letter containing the 3 reasons that I published the book. 1, the fact, the book of itself, which speaks for itself. 2, the credentials of the author. And 3, the fact that 2 witnesses have told him independently that they've sighted Lady Di alive. Well, I've just come out of the St. Paul's station, the underground. On the last day of my mission, you might say, here in London. And just behind the station rises St. Paul's Cathedral, very impressive building. And of course I'm here to try to present the book to somebody connected with this cathedral because of the chapter on the Grail that deals with Ludgate Hill and St. Paul's. Chapter 7, I think it is. We'll see if we can get to speak to somebody. This is the entrance. Park, well kept. And there is a statue. Perhaps of St. Paul himself.